And we are live. Ski, 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 ski.
Let's
Episode
go.
5 of the Clear Enough podcast. Nashville recap.
Hell yeah.
Trashville recap. Everything but the truck race sucked.
Yeah. Uh, I I think for Nashville in particular, I've been watching a bunch of reviews and analysis and everything that's going on this morning. And I think for Nashville specifically, I've enjoyed all the analysis and review more than actually watching the races. Like
Yeah,
everybody else's analysis and review, I don't know. I feel like there's a lot of people doing a good job, or all the big names are making a boring race less boring by just squishing it together in like 5 minutes.
right. We were both excited for the truck race, of course, because our boy Rajah. And then, we liked Justin Allgaier, so it wasn't bad to watch that, but it was not very exciting.
Yeah, Xfinity race kind of a snoozer. Cup race was kind of a snoozer. Trucks was I don't I can't really I obviously can't say the truck race was a snoozer, but I'm also biased because we knew
I
we
was,
both were like on the edge of our chairs and shit,
dude, I was just
like
getting ready to say the
hoping he
same
holds the
thing.
lead.
Like, I can't give an unbiased opinion of the truck race because I was so excited for Roger to be racing hard for a win that I don't know if it
Yeah,
was a snoozer or not. It wasn't for me, but it might have been for
no,
somebody else.
not me either. And at the end of that race, and through all my normal little, out of the groove, actions detrimental, and all the few people that I watch like to do post race analysis and on track after the race, like everybody has said something about Raja being winning the race and being happy for him. I thought it was pretty damn cool
Yeah,
that everybody is supporting him like that.
yeah, it's good to see. He's a good dude, man. Everybody, I don't think he's impossible to hate. If you can hate Roger, it's because you're trying to find something to hate.
Yeah, yeah. He on Denny's podcast, he said that Roger's trying to get into his damn basketball, like his pickup basketball league.
And then, of course, Ryan Blaney wins the cup. It's my fault. I'll take the blame for it because I predicted it last
Yep.
week. But
Oh, you.
that's okay. It's the only race he's winning this year.
Well, we still got to go to Phoenix at the end.
Yeah. We'll get into it, buddy. Let's go. First, before we get started on the truck race, make sure you sub to the YouTube and join the Discord. Free live races. If there's a NASCAR race on TV, we'll be streaming it live in the Discord for all the YouTube subs.
Is there?
This slide makes me happy already, Wes.
If I could see it, it might make me happy.
Yeah, that's a good point. Hold on. I just woke up. There you go.
Yeah, let's go. Man gets his first guitar.
Yep, second career
He
win.
don't.
Love to see it. But it was the restarts at Nashville I thought were pretty exciting.
Yeah, probably through all three series.
I just watched right here at the start of the truck series how crazy it is here. Coming to the initial start of the race. Corey Heim on the pole, of course. Roger back there in 10th.
Is he in 10th?
Yeah,
Who's that right there
that's
on in
Corey Day.
Okay.
He was able to get to the bottom though before turn 1. Lane Riggs is loose, slides up the track. Corey Day underneath. Look at Roger making it 4 wide, maybe even 5 wide on the bottom. I appreciate it, guys. I'll take those free spots.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the restarts were really exciting because it's so. It makes just for the restart specifically, the way that everybody just would fan out, and scatter. It, it makes it seem like almost everybody thought they had a run on the person in front of them.
Yeah.
Makes it just look a lot better on TV, especially.
And you'll see William Byron do it in the Cup Series on his restarts. It was crazy the amount of spots he's able to gain by running the top through 1 and 2.
Yep.
They run a total of 1 laps and go to caution because of Frankie Muniz with the oil leak. Oil everywhere, all over the track.
All over his truck, too. I think they had an oil line bust or rupture.
Yeah, I was actually surprised that they didn't red flag the race, the amount of oil that people were saying were on the track. But that was the end of Frankie Muniz's night. He got the race for 1 lap.
Yeah, poor Frankie.
It saved him from his clear enough nickname this week, because I'm sure he would have been Frankie in the middle of the infield again.
Yeah, he just Frankie in the middle of the garage.
Yeah. He's having a rough season, Wes.
It's all right. He gonna put one together eventually. I don't know if he gonna put a win together, but he'll put a good run together eventually.
I like to tell people that me and Malcolm in the middle have around the same I rating. It's probably about 1,000. That was about it for stage 1. Lane Riggs does come back from that horrible start and pick up the win with Heim second and Rajah Caruth third.
Yep, cool that somebody was able to get Corey for a stage win.
Yeah, and Lane Riggs and Corey Heim were able to race around each other without killing one another.
Yep. So, truck race for P1, 2, and 3. Fairly action-packed this time at Nashville as opposed to like Charlotte and Kansas.
I don't remember a time this week when they weren't cycling through pits that first, second, and third were separated more than like a second and a half.
Yeah, no, they stayed together, and it wasn't just Corey Heim and Lane Riggs. Like Rajah was in a second or two, the whole race pretty much, but they were in a different zip code than the rest of the field.
And Rajah's pit crew just absolutely killed it. You'll see right here on coming to stage 2 restart. Pit crew got him out first every time, every stage. They didn't have to pit and no green flag pit stop, so it was all just who's fastest at the stage pits.
Yeah, and 4 tire stops, no 2 tire.
Yeah, those boys they brought their A game to Nashville. They were working that damn torque wrench, getting him out of there.
This is coming to stage. This is stage 2.
Stage 2 restart, yeah. He's gone.
Yeah, you see him like drift up high and use that
And then this move
that
he was
space
doing,
that he had in front of Corey Heim to get a good run into turn 1 on the restart.
you see him doing that move that he did all race where he's breaking the toe, diving it down low on the backstretch, making Corey Heim chase him. Because you know Corey Heim's got that damn nitrous button in his car.
Yeah, you got to do something about it.
Yeah, the guy's just a freak, I think. Caden Honeycutt had a good run this week, too. I think he just fell off at the end. I don't think his truck had much long run speed. Eehoo! Here goes 91 loose, and that'll end that. Stage 2, winner Corey Heim, Lane Riggs second, Rajah Caruth third.
Yeah, big points day for a boy. Corey Heim, I don't think we'll go to a track in the truck series where he's not competing for a stage win or just a full race win. I don't see that dominance tapering off anytime soon. They played some radio chatter from him and his team, and he was complaining about his truck a lot during this race, which is also new. But I don't know that he's ever, or this year, like, not been leading the race, like, for the majority of it.
We're talking about
Has there been, yeah, has there been any races where he just
no,
wasn't in the lead for the majority of it?
he's led laps in every race, so it might just be I'm not in clean air and not sure what to do now.
Maybe. That's what it would seem like if he goes to complaining about the truck as soon as he's not leading a bunch of laps.
Yeah.
But it might just be him and how, like, good he is. He knows he needs something to beat the guy in front of him. He can't just outdrive him. So
it also might be, concrete, driving on concrete, because this is the only track where they're going like this. I don't remember if the trucks race at Dover or not, but the only other two concrete tracks, Bristol, Dover, I'm sure Nashville with progressive banking and stuff is way different than anything else that they drive.
Right.
That in stage 2, and here is the race-winning pit stop at the beginning of stage 3 by Rajah's team. And I was watching it live, like, I remember super zoomed in with my eyes, like, yeah, are they ahead? Are they ahead? Are they ahead? Trying to see, because Corey Heim and Rajah get to their box about the same time. I think they have the same, they're one box behind each other on pit road. Because Lane Riggs is early, I believe. His pit box, yeah. So there goes Lane Riggs. And then Corey Heim and Rajah are separated by an empty stall. So you could kind of watch the race on pit road.
Yeah, I think I had got super scared because I want to say it's this pit stop. When Rajah comes out, he is super smoking the tires. Now, oh, no. But he does get his nose out of the pit stop before Corey.
I'm talking about they're ahead by like fractions of seconds here.
All right, so maybe it wasn't this one. Maybe it was the last one. But either way, pit crew did their job. He's a whole truck length ahead of Corey coming to the line.
Yes, sir. They made sure to shout him out. And in the stream last night, I was watching him stream some, and he made sure to give props to the pit crew. And Lane Riggs had 2 terrible stops. I think he had the fastest truck all night. It's just shitty pit stops on pit road didn't do him any favors.
Yeah, that sucks for him, but
It was both times with the right front too, like right here. I don't know if it was this one or the last one. They can't get the tire on, and they have to like stand up and tell him to turn the wheel so they can get the tire on.
so maybe half of that's on the pit crew, or maybe the whole thing is just on him for not having the wheel at the white line.
I wonder
or
if
the orange line or whatever.
Yeah, I wonder if the tape on the wheel was off, where it wasn't, it wasn't where it was supposed to be.
I don't know.
Here is the stage 3 restart. It's pretty much we knew right here. If Heim gets out front, he's probably gone. Like, please, Grant Enfinger, push my boy. I was surprised that Rajah's teammate didn't take the bottom with him. Actually, I wasn't surprised. His teammates didn't help him, but
I was about to say, you was surprised?
I'm convinced Spire Motorsports hate each other.
Yeah, they just don't see a lot of help from Cup drivers or within Rajah and Corey Day. Nobody wants to help anybody. I don't know. It's weird.
Grant Enfinger did what he needed to do and gave him a little bit of a push.
Yep, he gets
breaking the toe.
Clear, and he's gone. And he's going to do everything he can to hold his lead.
shout out to the 71 pit team because they did a hell of a job at Nashville.
Yeah. They did all they could, and he made the most of it. It was a good all around team performance.
And the last 5 laps were just an absolute banger of a 5-lap shootout. They called him. I mean, they were able to run him down.
Yeah, man, I think a small piece of it was that Lane Riggs did get to Corey Heim, and they had to slow each other down.
Look right here. It's about as close. Rajah wasn't lifting. He's like, listen, you already won races. I was listening to in-car radio of Rajah, like some replays and stuff from this. He's yelling at his spotter, get the lap cars off the bottom. I know you're not driving, but just talk to him. He wanted to make sure that he had the bottom clear.
So you see right there, it looks like Rajah knows that he cannot get past on the outside, so he kind of leaves the door open a little bit going into turn one, like, please go up there. If you want to, you're not going to pass me on the top.
He's kind of running like the middle. I think he runs the middle to dump dirty air on Corey Heim and make him and Lane Riggs get side by side right here. So he knows as long as they're side by side, well, one, they might kill each other, and two, it's going to let him drive away.
Yeah, it was awesome. So you just didn't have endings like this in the other two series.
And I'm sure this part right here is annoying, where he's breaking the toe and driving it. You never know, like, he didn't go all the way down to the white line this time. He went about halfway and brought it back up, making Corey Heim chase him all over the track.
Well, yeah, but it hurt his line, it hurt his speed a little bit right there. Was able to close that gap, but the gap, or being closer to Rajah's bumper, it looked like it hurt him right there in turn two.
Like, Corey Heim didn't even bother chasing him right there. He's like, I'm not playing this game. But I don't think he could, because Lane Riggs would have just stayed at the top. Corey Heim pinched Lane Riggs all the way down to the apron. They about kill each other.
Where are we at right now? Is it still 2 to go?
It's 2 to go, right? Coming to the white flag. This is about the time that I had my chair turned around backwards, peeping through the headrest.
Yeah, I'm standing up, making sure everything, like my mic stand and my chair and rig is all out of the way so I don't break some shit or stump my toe or finger on something.
Yeah. I was like, God, one more, Rajah, please. No, Atlanta, just drive it only as hard as you need to drive it. Don't let that thing snap loose on you.
I love that they stayed fixated on this for the end of the race. I'm so glad it did.
You're not going to get there.
Takes it home. Yes, sir. Finally.
Everybody was excited for our boy.
After the bullshit at Daytona, bullshit at Atlanta, we locked in.
Yep, second year in a row. Get to go ahead and go collect us a guitar. Get ready for the playoffs.
Yep. And you can see Corey Heim and Lane Riggs cruising by, probably waving at him and stuff, thumbs up. Everybody's happy for the man.
Everybody they interviewed, but his teammate, had good. Let's make sure they congratulated him and said they were happy for him.
That's some pretty good burnouts, dude.
Yeah, almost hits the damn truck right here.
The sliding donuts. Yeah, please don't hit the safety man.
I'm sure the safety man's eyes were as big as them dinner plates. Like, oh God, is this guy gonna kill me? No. He's a professional. He hasn't had much time to practice his donuts, but they were pretty damn good.
Yeah, I like them.
It was his dad and his
Kind of kept
girlfriend.
his
I don't
momentum
know who
going
the other
around
guy.
the track and doing donuts. I like those. Yeah, I don't know. He had my T-shirt on though.
That Rajah helmet is sick too.
Mm-hmm.
Where I go to get one? I need one for iRacing. Just make sure your damn vent don't fall off the back of it, or I'm gonna start crying like Denny Hamlin.
I wish he would have tapped his wrist.
Yeah, Rajah Caruth.
Rajah Caruth.
He should have tapped his wrist and then did the throat slit. Tell him, get this bum away from me. Corey Haim sucks. I bet his heart's beating through his damn chest.
Yeah, I know mine would be.
I do like that he makes sure, which his family's not quite there, but when they get there, he still finishes celebrating with his pit crew before he goes over there to his family. I like that. Make sure they know.
Yeah, you got to. This girl, she's super hype.
Yeah, she is. What that check look like in the bank?
Yeah, she might be. She might be riding around in something new next week.
But Rajah gets to go and get him one of those damn sick ass guitars. Those things are nice.
Yep. Gibson Les Paul, baby, that's the gold standard of guitars.
Yeah, I don't know.
And
I don't know shit about them, but I would definitely take one of those. That thing is sick.
yeah,
And they kept giving him shit because he's left-handed, but they gave him a right-handed guitar and he didn't know what to do with it.
yeah. I mean, a lot of left-handed people still play guitar right-handed. Like it's not that uncommon. Like a left-handed person. You need coordination in both your damn hands to play guitar.
Yeah,
It's not.
he was full Ricky Bobby. I don't know what to do with my hands.
Yeah.
They kept turning it around on him. They make left-handed
fine.
guitars. Is that a thing?
Yeah. Jimi Hendrix played a left-handed guitar.
I thought he played it upside down. Maybe.
Oh wait, yeah, you might. I don't know. There are left-handed guitars. I know in Avenged Sevenfold, the lead guitarist plays a regular, and the other guy plays a left-handed guitar. They have this really cool scene where they're playing side by side and both guitars pointed opposite directions.
We used to tell the guys in the motor pool, the new guys, to go get me the left-handed torque wrench. That was it for the truck race. Probably the best racing of the weekend. I had to try real hard to not put it at the end to save the best for last, but it's like, no, let me just keep it in order and not show my bias that much.
Now remember, if Rajah pulls the same shit at Bristol, what we got to do?
Yeah, I go get that 71 tattoo on the belly. And you got to get a tattoo of me with the tattoo on my belly on your belly.
Yep.
We told him in his damn Twitch stream that we'd do it. What was that Twitch stream? It was for his iRacing college thing? STEM thing. There you go.
Yeah, the STEM racing.
But truck race was awesome. I got to damn scream and throw my chair. I was excited to see our boy win.
I got done screaming and hollering and jumping and banging on shit, and I went into the living room, and somehow everybody was still asleep. I was really surprised. I thought for sure during the last 5 laps I was gonna have an angry wife stomping into my my office room or whatever
Hmm.
and cuss me out. But it didn't happen. So everything went good. Roger won, and I didn't piss off my wife.
Mine was sitting right beside me going, "What are you doing? Listen, I want to see, but I can't watch." And that brings us to the Xfinity race. Wes, I don't know. It was awful, buddy. I don't want to sit here and shit on Nashville, but damn, it was awful racing other than the Truck Series.
Yeah, and after watching the Truck Series, you think, I think all three series had this like change from evening time to night racing,
Yes.
and so it would be like similar, less grip into more grip,
It's
more
going to get rubbered up.
yeah, like more cautious driving into more reckless driving, uh, or something like that. But I don't know. I didn't really see it too much in the Xfinity race.
Mm-mm. I tried to put together all the slides that I could, and I think I ended up with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 slides from the Xfinity race, and that includes this opening one. It's listen, I'm trying to find something to talk about in the Xfinity race. There's just not.
I heard a rumor. Uh, I guess somebody brought it up on Denny's thing. Justin Allgaier might retire at the end of next year.
Yes, he was on somebody's podcast. I forget whose, and it was just like the way he was answering questions. It was like it made it definitely seem like he was at the end, like he's done with racing.
Man, that's crazy.
But he is old, I think.
No, what they say he's like 38,
Yeah,
or maybe that's.
I feel like that
Uh,
38 is old to start a Cup career. He's not going to go to Cup from Xfinity at 38 years
I
old.
I disagree. I would still want to see it.
I mean, I would want to see it
Uh,
too. It's just I don't know if as a team, are you willing to give Justin Allgaier a contract at 38 years old and assume that he's going to be able to figure it out and race with the monsters in the Cup Series?
yeah, you start out with like a 3-year contract and go.
Right, you can give Justin Allgaier a 3-year contract at 38, or you can give Corey Haim one at however old he is. What are you going to edge your money on?
Uh, I mean, I'd rather give a more experienced driver in the Xfinity Series a chance than you know, super young. I don't know. I hate that. Maybe I just am dealing with some copium because I'm getting old. But uh, I just feel like old days of NASCAR, glory days. There wasn't any children on the damn track.
No, but
They
now I
say,
think it's what all they want is find a young guy that'll go out there and win your races or be competitive.
yeah,
So,
I think there's already too much of that in Cup, in my opinion. It, it sucks though, because they're normally the ones that, they're like, leave the young guys, like leave it like 4 or 5 really young guys, and then they're exciting to watch. But if they're all young, they're all kids, like it's not, there's no, there's no outlier anymore. Now, 22-year-old Carson Hocevar, but then, there's if there's 20 other 22-year-olds, it's not even a talking point anymore that he's 22 years old.
it's like people aren't looking for consistency in drivers. They're just looking for the young phenom that will go win them races.
Yeah.
But the race started, nothing happened. Corey Day spins the end stage one, then Justin Allgaier wins. What's the Corey Day hype about, Wes? What am I missing about Corey Day
Mm,
I've clearly missed something because we've heard them hype him up all weekend through the trucks and Xfinity.
I don't know. I think they're just looking for somebody to come out with a cool new catchphrase like it's time.
Yeah.
Now today is Corey Day. I don't know, but why is Spire putting him in that car and not somebody else that I know?
As far as I
Uh,
know, he's not won anything truck series related. He's good in the dirt track apparently, but when it comes
maybe that's
to everything else, I don't know that he's done anything.
maybe that's just it. Maybe they really want to get a dirt track driver, push them through faster than anybody else. I don't know, buddy.
I did a quick Google, so I got some stats for you. NASCAR Xfinity Series career: 0 wins, 0 top 10s, 0 poles. NASCAR Craftsman Track Series career: 0 wins, 1 top 10, 1 pole. ARCA Series: 0 wins, 3 top 10s, 0 poles. I don't
Yeah,
I don't know what's going
I
on
don't
with the
know, buddy.
Corey Day hype.
Has some probably it could potentially be some like inside he's kin to somebody's son, somebody's nephew,
And
something like that,
he's in
maybe
the
like an
Hendricks
Austin
rides.
Dillon thing. I don't
All
know, man.
and also they said in the truck series that Rajah Caruth's teammate, who also sucks, what's his name? His name's something Perez.
Perez,
Yeah,
yeah,
starting in the Xfinity race for um, Mexico, the Mexico City race. Which I mean,
yeah,
Perez, Mexico City. I have to imagine that he's some kind of Hispanic, right? Some kind.
yeah, just a publicity thing, get more people to come to the track, maybe.
And Corey Day's also running in it. But it's like, man, how do all these people suck and get the opportunities that they're getting?
It's not about skill and average finish, and it ain't about none of that
So
right now, I guess.
I'll let people
But
crucify me on TikTok and in the YouTube comments, but I'll just go ahead and tell you my opinion. Corey Day sucks. Get
I
him.
seen him do some really awful shit at
Yeah,
Kansas or
I think it was
Texas or one of them.
Texas. Yeah, it was Texas. He killed them. Sheldon Creed trying to put his car where it didn't fit. And then he
Yeah,
didn't race at
I don't
Kansas.
have.
He raced here and spins out. I don't know. Corey Day sucks. I said what I said.
I I don't think he's great either. Uh, I think Friday night just proved that they got. But at the same time, like I want to say, hey, put Rajah in all this shit and let him go do it. But then on the flip side, like what I actually probably what I would enjoy more is him just staying in the trucks only, focus on trucks, like go fight, get to the final four and race Corey Haim for the championship.
I want to see Roger be competitive in the trucks, even more competitive. When I say competitive, I mean racing for a championship before he
Yeah,
moves to something else. I don't really give a shit about Xfinity. I'm fine with people skipping it and going straight to Cup because the cars don't drive anything alike, anyways. So
yeah. I like if we're going out there and talking about Rajah getting to a Cup car, like let's not even touch an Xfinity car like ever.
nah.
I don't. I don't really care to see him run a 2 or 3 race schedule in Xfinity. That's lame. I don't even really see the point. Why even dip your toe in it? But I'm sure him Rajah as a driver would love to go run an Xfinity race or a Cup race here and there or whatever. But uh, probably the best thing for everybody is to stay in the truck, grind it out, focus on making the last cut in the truck.
And to me, might not be the case, but it's like for the Xfinity series, half of the field is people trying to like progress their career into the Cup, and then half of it is the Cup Series reject line, where if you go to Cup and you suck, you just come back down to Xfinity and race for the rest of your life.
Who's some of them people like Amarola
Amarola,
and
you got Matt Debedo,
yeah, Benedetto.
even my boy Justin Allgaier, never even tried Cup Series. He raced what one time for Dale Jr. this year at Daytona.
In Daytona, yeah.
It's just one of those things where I feel like people know, all right, they're probably not going to cut it in a Cup car, and they're whooping ass in Xfinity. Just leave them here, let them ride their career out.
Maybe maybe like because Junior's already like kind of put claim on Allgaier. Maybe they're just waiting for Junior to put a Cup team up or something like that.
Because you seen what is his name? My boy in the 41 in Cup Series, Cole Custer. He was racing
Custer,
for a
yeah.
championship last year in Xfinity, didn't win, won a bunch of races, and then they were like, "Oh, Cup Series, let's go." And I mean, he's not doing shit in the Cup Series, but at least he moved up to try. It's like people just get
Yeah.
locked into Xfinity and they just ride it out for their whole career.
Yeah, some of them may not care to race Cup.
And then
Some of
the
them
pull
may have
gets,
tried it and was like, ugh, this shit sucks.
yeah. I mean, there's no no denying that the Cup Series sucks. Like the car sucks. But
Right.
if you want to race with the big dogs, you got to at least go out into the yard and play with them.
Yeah. I mean, imagine you're an Xfinity driver and you do good in the Xfinity series. Like you're making good money and like you're fine. And you probably got 10 years of Xfinity. You're probably set up to at least be have a decent life to retire and stuff. Maybe not perfect. Might have to do something on the side and work with NASCAR or something, but like, and then you go and do a season of Cup and you hate the car, the racing is not fun for you, and it's just work, and you got to study and learn a whole new car, and you're already like Allgaier, like you're already coming close to 40 years old. Like that shit might not be in the cards for you just off of your own preferences. If you've been racing fun shit your whole life, and then all of a sudden now racing is just straight work. There's no fun aspect to it for you anymore. Like you might just not want to do it.
And I wasn't old enough to remember the Busch Series. Well, I mean, I'm old enough, but I wasn't super focused on Busch Series when I was a kid. I don't know that it was the same as it is for the Xfinity. I don't know if people just got hard locked into the Busch Series and that's all they did, or if it was just from like my understanding of Xfinity and truck is it's just a feeder into Cup. You're not supposed to just get like hard stun locked in there for your whole career.
Yeah. I know that I heard Junior talk about this before, talking to whoever he had on his podcast, but used to the Busch series or Xfinity series, used to you would get parts for race cars for cheap off of retired or wrecked or replaced parts off of Cup cars. So you would get hand-me-downs for cheap or for free or whatever, and you would build a Busch car and
Right,
then
because
look for a sponsor.
that makes sense because the Busch and the Cup cars were pretty similar then.
Yeah, I think they just ran, a little different tire setup, a little bit less power in the motor, blah blah blah, whatever. But I don't know. You got to remember that a lot of these people are just racing this shit because it's like fun for them. Like there's money involved, and like you may be better than everybody, but if you can't afford to race in the Cup Series, even like in the '90s, like if you couldn't afford to put a team together, if you couldn't get a sponsor, you wasn't racing in the Cup Series.
Yeah, I guess it comes down to, would you, like in Justin Allgaier's case, I'll play devil's advocate against my own point. Would you leave winning races and championships in the Xfinity to come run between
25th.
20th and 30th in the cups until you figure it out at the age of 38? Probably not, right?
It just depend on the driver. For me, I would definitely try it because you never know. You could get in that car and it just click. There's probably really low chance of that happening, but uh, it could happen.
His only Cup Series is the top 10 at Daytona, which isn't a very good gauge of how good you're going to do in the Cup car, but I'm sure he'll take it.
No, yeah,
And this
and
was
it had a
the
sexy ass car for that race too.
Yeah, he did. And this was the only exciting thing slash conspiracy theory to happen in the Xfinity race was the Cole Custer late restart, which caused a big wreck. All the drivers seemed to
No,
think it was,
Sheldon Creed.
or Sheldon Creed, yes. Sorry. Had Cole Custer on the brain as we were talking about Xfinity to Cup drivers. Yeah, Sheldon Creed,
I forgot about his restart, but yeah.
Mr. Silver Medal. But everybody anticipating him to go early. He just doesn't, and everybody piles him up behind him.
Oh, wang. He didn't go when I thought he was going to go. Wang.
Yeah, the 16 was at Almirola. Or no, it was 88. It was Connor Zilic who was behind him, I think, was bitching saying, oh, he sped up and
You,
then got on the brakes.
yeah, you could blame that shit
Double
on
zero.
Sheldon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's your beautiful number 71 car that you like so much.
Yeah, that shit looks like a second grader threw up on a race car.
It was awful. But
They were hyping that paint scheme up at the beginning of the race, like you might have the coolest paint in the garage. Any inspiration? Did you have anything to do with that? Ugh, man. That shit was ugly.
and Christian
I don't
Eck
care what nobody said.
he's asking for a tow, buddy. What are we asking for a tow for? Or a push? What are we asking for a push? No, no. You can't see out the hood. Let's go and take that thing to the garage. But they said that the 0-0 that Sheldon Creed was
Late start.
he sped up in the box and then slowed down. But they went and reviewed it on the camera, and that's definitely
No, that's
not what happened. He just didn't go when you anticipated him to go. It's just, he's the leader. He can go anytime between them two stripes that he wants to. He doesn't have to go when you think he's going to. It'd be stupid for him to do that.
Like, I'm glad that this was like a topic for discussion, but I don't know why it is. Maybe just off of playing iRacing, but like like my experience in the game, like you can't fault the leader for when he goes.
No.
I mean, it is a little shitty, and I do it sometimes. Kind of act like I'm gonna go, like by speeding up by 1 or 2 miles an hour, and then completely letting off the gas, letting the dude run up to my bumper, and then slamming the throttle down. Like, but not, nothing crazy egregious, and that's just in the game. Like, I don't want to mess up the whole field by how I start, but I do want to get an advantage.
Absolutely. You see him do it all the time um in the Cup Series. They'll drive into the restart zone, slow down, wait for the bump, and then go.
Yeah, I think the biggest difference here is the Cup cars. They can push and bang on each other's back and front bumper and nothing bad comes out of it. They won't wreck each other, but I think the Xfinity car, if you get into the ass of the car in front of you too hard, he's going for a ride.
Yeah, also I think that like, so you're Sheldon Creed, your pit crew got you out in first place. The freak who's
Yeah.
been dominating the race and really the season, Allgaier is on the top. Well, the only way that you can think of to get an advantage is to get out in front of him. You don't want to go when he knows that you're going to go, so just go late. Try to catch him off guard and get out in front of him.
Yeah, Sheldon Creed did nothing wrong. I don't care if you're somebody's fan that's behind him. If you think that Sheldon Creed is responsible for this pileup, you're stupid. I don't want to use the R word, but they're gonna make me say it.
Ooh, you're going to make him say it. No, if you're the leader, you can go anytime, but there's two lines there for a reason. You can go anytime between them that you want to. It doesn't matter if the whole field wrecks behind you thinking that you're going to go at the start of the restart zone. That's 100% on them. Like, I get it, you got to try to anticipate it, but as the leader, it's your right to go when you want.
I don't even care if he does like what I'm talking about. If he speeds up a little bit and then slams the brake, as long as he's staying within the mile per hour parameters that NASCAR has set in the rules, like, you know, if it's 55 miles per hour restart speed or coming to green, maintain 55, but you can go as slow as 50 or as fast as 60. If he speeds up to 60 and then slams the brakes back to 50 and then guns it, I don't care. You're the leader. Do what you think is gonna work. I don't care if it's the ugliest shit in history. If as long as you're staying within the rules, you're leader. You have control of the restart.
My thing about it is, if you don't like how I restart, beat me out of pit road, and then you can dictate it. Until then, I'm gonna restart
and you
whenever
can do
I
it
want.
how you want to do it. Yeah.
But that was really the only controversial / exciting thing that happened in the Xfinity race. And then, of course, Justin Allgaier goes on to win.
Yeah, he did end up still getting. Well, they had to restart right after that, so.
Yeah, I was able to get by him and hold it down for the lead. I think he won by like 5 seconds or something. He was way out front.
Yeah, I don't even know if I was watching like with eyes peeled.
I think I was having to
at this point.
I was having to hold my eyes open, like, you have to watch this. You're gonna have to talk about it on Tuesday. Having a podcast that talks about racing was the only thing that motivated me to watch the Xfinity race, because it was boring as hell.
Yeah. Well, he had that cool shit to talk about with Sheldon Creed's restart. I wanted whatever race it was, Texas. I wanted it to be the same, talking about Corey Day wrecking those people, but nobody really talked about that like during the race or around the race like I thought it was a big deal, or nobody thought it was as big a deal as I did what Corey Day did in that race. But they covered the restart controversy a lot during this broadcast.
Yeah, they went into Sheldon Creed's in-car cam like 2 or 3 times to listen to the revs, like the motor.
Yeah. And of course, he did nothing wrong.
Right. Yeah, I don't know what everybody
even
about.
to like a picky ass boohoo driver's like level of did he do something wrong? He did nothing wrong. He just cruised to the end of the restart zone.
Yep. Which is right. He can do that.
Man, that's wimpy, really. Like he didn't even try no little razzle dazzle, nothing. He just went late.
Yeah, it's the equivalent of my kids coming in here and telling me, Luke told me to get out of his room. Well, were you in his room? Yeah. Did he want you to be? No. Oh, then what are you in here telling me for?
Yeah.
But that leads us to the Cup Series. Ryan Blaney win. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's your damn fault. I think Ryan Blaney's going to win at Nashville as much as I don't want him to.
The universe just shaped it. They just shaped it up that way. You could tell, like, yeah, you've had a damn shit season. You're going to a track where Penske usually runs pretty good, not out of speed, but out of damn strategy. And it's just, I just, if it's gonna be a Penske driver, I'd rather it be Ryan Blaney, I guess, because Joey Logano, I hate his guts, and Austin Cindric would have went out there and not done a burnout and just walked to the thing, got his flag, and roboted his way back to the damn trailer. So.
Yeah, I'm starting to not hate Ryan Blaney as much as I did, just because he hasn't done anything that I thought was really, I don't know, like I haven't heard him super bitching and crying on the radio this season, and I didn't like how he acted toward his old lady at the end of 2023, and I don't know, some other things. I haven't seen him. I haven't seen any stuff that made me not like him this season. So, at least it was Ryan Blaney. Joey Logano's already shown his colors, and Austin Cindric's a robot. So I guess we're left with Ryan Blaney if you want to be happy at all for Penske.
Technically, I'll take a Josh Berry win if I'm going to take a Penske win. Like, I know it's not Penske, it's Wood Brothers, but it's the same equipment. So I'd rather have a Josh Berry win, but...
Yeah, speaking of that, did you see that picture I sent you? Dale Jarrett actually drove the damn
the
Sitco 21?
Yes.
I never knew that. That was new information for me.
That's probably way before I started watching racing.
It might have been before you was born, big dog.
Well,
no, wait.
Oh, well, no, wait. You're an old fuck. Never mind. I get it. I know.
That's cool. I didn't know that Jarrett drove 21 Sitco ever.
What? Nothing exciting happened in stage 1. Denny Hamlin passes Chase Briscoe with 8 to go and goes on to win. He wasn't able to get by Kyle Larson, who was having some trouble in stage 1. He was able to still hold him off and stay on the lead lap.
Yeah, that was probably... Oh, no, he holds off Denny Hamlin.
Yes.
Not William Byron.
Right. And
okay.
Something else that happened was AJ Allmendinger got hammered with penalties at the start of stage 1. I don't know what adjustment they made. I don't believe they ever said, but some kind of unapproved adjustment. He got his car chief fired or suspended for the race. Had to start at the back and serve a drive-through. Or no, not even a drive-through, a stop and go. Which I thought was really strange. For them to not tell me what the adjustment is, but absolutely hammer him with penalties. That's the most penalties I've seen somebody get in one race, I think, since they parked somebody last year for in the trucks, and he went and parked it in somebody else's pit box.
Yeah, once you go through pre-race inspection, you can't touch that son of a bitch. You leave it alone.
So he got hammered with penalties. Chase Briscoe leads most of the stage from the pole, and then Denny Hamlin passes him with 8 to go and picks up the stage win.
Go Denny.
Oh, Denny's
race favorite.
Denny's second on my I hate him list. It goes Joey Logano, Denny Hamlin, then Ryan Blaney. And
I don't put Denny up there. So I could care less whether he wins or doesn't win. I don't really care. I like Denny's. I like his podcast.
I do too. That's what I was getting ready to say. I like Denny outside of the car. I absolutely hate Denny inside of the car, because if any little thing goes wrong, he's gonna damn cry and bitch on that radio all race about it.
I know. When they showed him in his radio when he was crying about not having air in his helmet or something, I was like, yeah, I know Ray's gonna have something to say about this.
It's like, oh man, I don't have no air conditioning. Just drive the race car. It's unacceptable. We've got to get the interior of these cars figured out. I'm like, oh my God, listen to this. Somebody get him some damn nail polish.
I felt bad for him because he already drives with it's like he's got them clothespins holding his eyes open 6 times wider than they would naturally be open, and now he's got to drive with the visor up. So I know his eyes got to be hurting after this race.
Good. I hope he can't race the next one, cause, damn, he's. I just don't like him in a race car. As a race car driver, I don't like him. As a podcaster, he's pretty good.
Yeah.
But stage one ends. It's gonna. 2311 looked good early. Hamlin up front. Reddick.
Yeah, Reddick had a really fast car.
And coming off of pit road to start stage two, you kind of see the strategy play out here as Blaney and Cindric both take two. They're able to leapfrog to the front. And also, the Brad luck continues with him trying to get out of his pit stall and running into. That wasn't Eric Jones, that was John Hunter Nemechek.
So it wasn't the Dollar Tree car, the other.
It wasn't a Dollar Tree or a Family Dollar car this week. It was something else. Great Value or some shit. I don't know. But I know it wasn't Eric Jones because he was at the front through most of the race. It was John Hunter Nemechek.
Yeah, a good day for Eric Jones. I don't think I've ever really noticed him ever racing up front. Normally fighting to stay on the lead lap kind of days for him, right?
I believe he usually runs like mid-pack, probably between 15th and 25th somewhere.
Yeah, he ran good.
Yeah.
We thought you had me thinking that was them Nemechek.
Well, I thought it was Nemechek the way he killed Christopher Bell. We'll talk about it in a second, but damn, can Brad Keselowski just catch a break, please?
No, he gets screwed, I guess, here, and that's not it.
No, it's gonna.
There's more.
Yeah, stage two was just a restart simulator.
Well, it was fine, you know. It was okay because there had to be some excitement somewhere in this damn race, and restarts were the only time that the Cup race was even worth watching.
Yeah, they should have sold tickets just to stage two, and everybody else could have stayed home and watched it on TV for the rest and saved themselves some trouble.
Yeah.
But let's start the chaos with the 48 of Alex Bowman getting into Noah Gragson and killing both of them. Actually, I think the 48 came back out and ran laps at 40 miles an hour slower than everybody else. Noah Gregson's car, the right wheel was
done
parallel to the ground when he got done. So Kyle Larson was able to not die here somehow.
Yeah, impressive. And he got no damage in this wreck. Like, he just checked up and was like, basically stopped waiting for Noah Gragson to move out of the way.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's just skirted on by.
Larson had a rough qualifying session, I guess, for Nashville.
Yeah, anytime that you're in a screenshot and Austin Dillon is ahead of you on the same lap, you know you fucked up somewhere. Then the controversy of the race, our boy Carson Hocevar and Ricky Stenhouse, they call him. I like Ricky Stenhouse Jr. I don't think he's a bad driver at all, especially he's a solo driver for the team. They pushed this Carson Hocevar hate a little too much for me here.
Chastain and Byron.
No. Chase Elliott and Byron. Teammates.
Was it?
Yeah, remember he had the damn Kelly Blue Book car this week.
Okay. I'm a little far from the screen. I can't see.
Yeah, you're trying to watch it on your phone. But, I'm going to take the controversial opinion that I don't think Carson Hocevar did anything wrong.
I'm waiting for it to show up for me. Has it already happened? Wait.
It's going to show the replay. They didn't catch it on live TV. It was just waiting for the replay.
So, I think this was just a product of it. It's hard to say either of them really did anything wrong, because to me, it just looks like both of them just had different ideas of what each other was gonna do. So I don't think Stenhouse expected. I'd like to see it backed up to the exit of turn two, really, because if Carson had a run on
Here you go.
Ricky. Okay, so look right here. You see Carson showing Stenhouse. He's like, hey, he goes low early to get out of, you want to be at the top of the straightaway going into turn three. You obviously are not going to enter that corner from the middle of the racetrack unless you're trying to tell the guy in front of you, hey, I'm looking to the inside at this corner. So, like, as soon as Carson shoots down and peaks up under Stenhouse going before they get to turn three, in my opinion, Ricky should have said, hey, no, not this corner, and blocked low. And Carson, being that it was still this early in the race, would have been like, okay, I'll ride behind you, I'll get a run on you next corner or something, and we'll renegotiate. That did not happen. Ricky didn't block low, and Carson took that as okay, well, I'm finna dive this son of a bitch in there. And then at the last minute, well, maybe not at the last minute, but it seemed like Stenhouse just didn't realize that Carson's saying, hey, I'm looking low, and drove it down to shut the door, and he's just a little bit late, and Carson was already pretty committed to diving down to the bottom.
Yeah, Carson dive bombed him. Nobody likes to see it, especially in iRacing. I know it pisses people off, but
That's what you have to do.
at the same time, you're not clear. Like, Stenhouse is not clear, and gets in. Like, I seen tweets between somebody saying, "Hey, Ricky, you're not clear," and him saying, "Not clear. He hit me in my bumper, not my tire." What does that matter? If he's at your bumper, you're not clear. There's a reason the spotters tell you bumper, quarter, door, quarter, clear. The bumper is part of your car. If he's got 1 inch of his car in front of 1 inch of yours, you're not clear.
Not clear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then for the announcers to just shit on Carson Hocevar the way they did and say, "Oh, he's gonna have to pay for that. They're not gonna like that." I was like, well, they're like, that's terrible driving. Also, after the race, check out the Dale Earnhardt documentary where you'll see him driving through cars constantly. It's like, all right, we'll pick a lane here. Are we selling people on check out the Dale Earnhardt documentary because it's him driving through Darrell Waltrip for 2 episodes? Or
Yeah.
are we saying Carson Hocevar is a terrible driver? What are we doing? Because
Pick a stance. No, I to me, Ricky's still clear. He's clear, but the like it's on him for not noticing, because Carson did the right thing. He went low early to tell him that I'm looking inside. Like, that's what you do. You don't just be you don't want to just be behind somebody and then dive bomb them from their bumper, and then dive bomb them with them having no idea, because that's a good way for both of you to wreck.
they're like, oh, he could have lifted, he could have cut him a break. Sure, he could have, but why? It's not required. Stenhouse could have lifted and could have cut them both a break.
Yeah, I don't even think this is a good discussion, really, because they both could have cut each other some slack, and they both could have went about it differently. It sucks that these cars are so tough, and they're not susceptible to this type of thing happening very often. They in the cup race, they beat and bang on each other's bumpers a lot, and nobody gets turned or spun or sent.
Yeah, I think it's just different this time. They caught him on quarter entry, and
Yeah,
Gets a bad
he
bump.
had to just hit him right at the perfect time for it to send that car because he didn't really even hit him that hard, and it wasn't a on purpose. I'm finna take out Stenhouse.
Now, to me, for them to make a big deal about this, and they talked about it, they beat the dead horse till it was dead again. Like the horse got reincarnated, and then they kept beating it. Like they
Yeah.
they hammered this point into the ground that Carson Hocevar is racing aggressive and that the drivers aren't going to stand for it the more he races out front. Hey, also
Uh,
check out this documentary of this guy that everybody loves because he raced aggressive and he's one of the best to ever do it. But it's just, I don't know, man. I didn't think it was as big of a deal as they were making it out to be. Like, Carson Hocevar has definitely done things earlier in the season that were more egregious than this.
I don't even think he's that. I mean, he's definitely more aggressive than other drivers. So, some other drivers, but he's not. He's not like crazy out of control. It's not. He's not like just killing people for spots that he wouldn't have gotten with the speed that he's carrying. I think he's a little impatient, a little, you know, a little aggressive, but he's not out of control. It just sucks that this happened to Carson and that he's already got kind of a reputation for being a little reckless. This could have been avoided, and all this about Carson being, he's finna have to pay his dues and all that shit. I mean, if Ricky wrecks him again, like fine, but like, or if Ricky breaks him back, like in the next race or wherever, like
Yeah.
whatever.
I mean, Ricky Stenhouse better not come out there and right hook him or anything, but I mean, if you want to cut off his entry and race him hard, and if he ends up wrecking, he ends up wrecking, that's fine.
Yeah,
But
do hit him on entry to a corner if you can get to him.
to me, there's no crying about somebody racing you hard. Everybody should be racing you hard. I don't buy into this whole, oh, let's all be nice and friends and hold hands around the track and then we'll race the last 10 laps.
Oh, shit on that, man.
So there was the Carson Hocevar drama, and then we got more stage 2 restart drama with the 43 of Eric Jones and Christopher Bell. I know we had different points of view on this. Like, I thought that the 43 just absolutely killed Christopher Bell. Like, I know Christopher Bell's not clear, and he gets down there on him, and then he's on the nose of Eric Jones. And I just feel like that Eric Jones is like, well, if I stay here, he's going to kill both of us. So let me just drive up the track and finish him off, and we'll see where it goes from there.
Let me see it. Let me see it again.
Like Eric Jones is there. Christopher Bell's not clear on his nose here, but like again, neither one of them cut each other a break, and Eric Jones ends up driving up like an extra half a lane to finish spinning him.
Okay, I remember watching this. So, in my opinion, he just loses the fronts because of the situation that both of them put themselves in. Eric Jones loses the fronts and can't help. He's not lifting. He's not gonna.
No,
Cause,
he
cause
can't
as
lift.
soon
He's
as
gonna
you
get ran
lift,
over.
yeah, as soon as you lift, you're either gonna get ran over from
It's a
behind
good
or
view of
lose
it.
3 or 4 spots.
Look,
Yeah.
he dive bombs him, and Christopher Bell goes to block, but it's late. And then watch him drive up the track. Like I don't know. I just think he drove up the track and finished Christopher Bell off. But I also don't think that he had another choice. Like I'm not mad at Eric Jones for doing it. It's just that I think that he's in a position to where, oh, I can't lift, or else I'm gonna die from behind. I also can't ride the corner with this guy on my nose, or he's gonna kill both of us. So he had no choice but to just finish spinning him up the track.
Yeah, and he may have even clipped the apron a little bit going into turn 1, and that probably caused a huge loss of balance in the car, like clipping the apron just a little bit.
Yeah.
Probably caused like some real problems in handling, and You you kept saying finished him off. That insinuates that he meant to drive into Christopher Bell once he's already gotten loose. I think he's trying to do it. I think he's trying to do everything he can to stay off Christopher Bell, but at the same time he's not backing out of the gas.
I think he definitely finished spinning him on purpose. I just think that he had no other option. So he's like, well, you got to go, buddy. Sorry. You shouldn't have tried to block late.
Yeah, it was. I mean, I
Hey,
don't blame Christopher Bell for trying to block it.
no,
And I don't.
the wreck is Christopher Bell's fault. He blocked late. He was not clear, and Eric Jones just said, well, I guess this is just what happens to us. And when they got the
Yeah.
corner entry, like, look, he can't. There's 3 wide behind him. There's no way for Eric Jones to lift. So he just,
And you could have drove up a little higher and gave Eric Jones somewhere like some more wiggle room. Like this
yeah, you have a
like
spot here
frozen
between the
yeah.
24 and the 22, and also you've got space between. Who is this? This the 45 right here, I think, between Tyler Reddick and William Byron. I mean,
Yeah.
there's room for you to fit somewhere else, and you chose to stay attached to Eric Jones and try to force him to check up and let you have the bottom.
Yeah, and if iRacing is any accurate, which I haven't raced the next gens there, but if iRacing is any accurate at all, if you can, the higher you can get to angle your car better for the entry of this corner, the faster you are on exit. So he may have been very well better off just staying in front of Reddick right there and running that like 2 lanes up on entry and then squeezing Eric Jones so he don't get this cheeky restart, run to stay below him. He probably would have smoked him out of the exit of turn 2 if he'd have just stayed up high.
Like, I know they're not the same team. It's 2 Toyotas though, and I find it hard to believe that Eric Jones would have just wrecked him on purpose if he didn't absolutely have to. But I just feel like that once they were attached through this far of the corner, he just had no other choice and just finished sending him on around. But I'm glad that you said that he could have ran 2 lanes up and probably got a better run out of the corner, because it sets me up for the next part, which is the William Byron restarts. He's doing this all race, and it was just insane how good it was working. There's Stenthouse. He brought it back up. I think he ended up saying it was like an inch and a half out of a line. He ends up just pitting right here again and calling it a day. Inch and a half and a steering wheel's a lot of it's a lot of out of whack. I don't think there's no driving it.
Yeah.
But watch William Byron from 10th place.
First
there.
DNF of the season for Stenhouse.
Yeah. William Byron from 10th place is just watch how many cars he eats up in turn 1 right here. By running it high. He did it all race. Nobody ever blocked him. Just going around the top.
I bet you, from hearing Denny talk about this track, I bet you majority of people was scared to go up there at all.
Damn, Willie wouldn't. He was letting them have it on the restarts, running it up there. 4 wide. It was good racing on the stage 2. Was entertaining at least.
Yeah, stage 2 was great.
We're not even. We still got damn a bunch of laps to go in it, and I think there's still another restart. From this was the most egregious thing that happened in the damn race to me. But definitely the part where I was like, what is he doing? The Corey Haim into Brad Keselowski, right?
Is that where we at?
Yeah. Just show it here in a second. It cuts to the back. But I was like, what is Corey Haim doing? Did he just not know there was a car up there? Did he think he was in the trucks and they were going to check up for him? But I don't know. Did the spotter fall asleep? What happened?
No, his spotter was telling him 6 is there, and he just thought he knew better, I guess. There must have been situations in Corey's truck career where spotter told him he wasn't clear and he cleared himself and it didn't hurt him. no repercussions, and he took that to this race and didn't work out for him.
This is my favorite part where he acts like he has absolutely no idea what to do to get out of this car. He's like, oh shit, what's going on? He like takes the steering wheel off. He puts the steering wheel on. He takes the steering wheel back off. It's like, what is going on here?
I don't know. His team might, or his spotter, or his crew chief, they might be punishing him for doing something so damn dumb.
Yeah, I mean, look
Might
how
be
much.
like, hey, you on your own, figure it out.
Only thing, well, I thought that maybe he went to take the steering wheel off, thinking, we're done, and then they were like, hey, drive it back if you can, and he was like, oh shit, I got to put the steering wheel back on. Then they were like, nah, we're done, just don't worry about it. But look how much, I mean, they're even right here. He has to know Brad's up here, right?
Maybe he just really wanted to be clear right here, and maybe he thought Brad cut him some slack, but Brad's a full-time driver. You don't, you know, whether Brad's in a running for a championship, whether he's slow or whatever, unspoken rule right here to me would be you leave Brad that lane no matter what. You're just here part-time for fun, basically. You leave Brad that lane if it's even remotely close.
I mean,
That's how I would feel if I was Corey.
You got to leave him a lane anyway. Like, that's not even a case of, oh, I was clear for a second, I'm going to try to get up there and, have him push me. You're not even close to clear.
Yeah,
clear
he
enough.
was never clear, but
Well, yeah, you're clear enough to go for a damn ride down the front stretch.
this may not be the case, and I hate to talk bad about Corey Haim, but it may have been some damn spoiled, I'm the best at this bitch attitude type thing happening right there. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, maybe a little
might
bit
have been.
of, I can do that in the truck series, so I should be able to do it here.
Yeah, kinda, or they gonna get out of my way in the trucks because they know I'm faster.
I love
But
this shot right here, by the way, how they did it in slow motion of him, everybody else just riding normal and him sliding backwards past the start finish line.
Yeah, the slow mo makes it look like he just drove in reverse the whole race.
But yeah, that was just terrible for me because I think we're both in the same boat. We want to see Corey Haim do good when he gets his cup chances, but that was, for him to do so good at Kansas and then come back and do that was awful.
Yeah, that was big mistake on his part, man. I don't think if I was him, I would have been pressing that issue even remotely that hard. Like, yeah, race him, but get him in the next corner when you know that you're clear, or because these guys.
Yeah, you have the bottom,
not,
the preferred line.
Like, you're forcing Brad to run the top because you're up under him, but like these guys are like fighting for hundredths of a second. So like, if he has any kind of run on you, and like he's gonna use that run, and he's not. The last thing any of these dudes want to do is check up for somebody that's not even in the damn Cup Series.
Right.
Like me wrecking you means absolutely nothing for my season unless, you know what I'm saying? Like the whole Carson Stenhouse shit. Like Carson wrecks Ricky. Ricky wants payback. But if Brad wrecks Corey and Corey wants payback, so what? You're not even going to get a chance to get him. So like you got to, you have to think about it like that.
And of course, who's on the receiving end of it, doing nothing wrong, just trying to not finish dead last? Brad Keselowski. Just the worst luck in racing right now.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Where Ricky, somebody obviously a little crazy. Used to be known for being crazy aggressive on the track. No DNFs this season. And Brad, somebody super veteran, previous champion, and all that. I think he's got like 7 DNFs. Or at least 7 race cars.
It's been awful. Just absolutely terrible for Brad. And that was the last caution in stage 2. And ends up with Ryan Blaney winning the stage with William Byron right behind him.
I think all the Penske cars got points in the second stage, didn't
Yes, even Josh Berry, all of them were top 10.
it? Yeah. Josh Berry had a decent run and up
Christopher
until this point.
Bell was able to fight back into the top 10 as well from being spun. So his car didn't take much damage at all.
Well, they said on all the stuff I've watched since I've got up this morning, everybody says that Christopher Bell was faster after he wrecked the car. With the rear end damage that he got, he was faster.
It does happen sometimes. One of those freak things where it just bends the car just right, or you're getting more downforce from somewhere. I remember
cool.
when the Jeff Gordon and Jimmy Johnson Hendricks domination years, they were actually pitting and bending a part of the right rear out before NASCAR found out about it and outlawed it because it was helping the car. Like the rear tire changer would actually bend the corner of it to help the car. But a very eventful stage 2 leads to a very boring stage 3. But watch Willie B on the restart again. A man's just gobbling them up on the restarts.
Restarts are important here in the Cup too.
And it pushes your point about the Christopher Bell wreck even more. If you would have just ran it up the track a little bit, you probably would have got a better exit. Because apparently the top of 1 and 2 on restarts was really strong.
Yeah, I think they ended up not being able to run there at all during the race, but on a restart, pretty strong.
He goes from like 6th to 3rd on this corner.
Yeah, got that thing hooked up there. That's sick. I'm glad he did that. This is at least fun to watch. For a minute.
I know that eventually Hamlin makes it by him, and I was like, dear NASCAR Jesus, please don't make me have to watch a Logano, Blaney, Hamlin 1, 2, 3. I will throw up. But that was the only exciting thing that happens in stage 3 eventually. Joey Logano's car shits the bed and falls off, and Ryan Blaney just runs away with it.
Yeah. You remember, let's see, I guess it was one of the first TikToks where everybody was like, if Ryan Blaney gets around, whoever it was, it's over.
It was Kyle Larson. Yeah, it's
Larson.
The Kevin Harvick take. Oh, if the 12 is just so much better if he gets by him, the race is pretty much over. Like, what? There's 55 laps and a pit stop left.
Yeah. So at the time, I think me and you was on the same page. That was a stupid take. That was ridiculous. But fast forward to now, Ryan Blaney has shown a few times that he's really, really good long run pace. Not just here at Nashville, but at other tracks. He's doing something different than everybody else, even his teammates, because Joey Logano doesn't have this long run pace.
Not at all. But Carson Hocevar finished the second. I thought he was going to chase Ryan Blaney down there for a little bit, but his car kind of fell off in the dirty air of lap traffic. And then Bubba Wallace and had a speeding penalty, able to drive back to the top 10. Kyle Larson and Tyler Reddick both had to come in and retighten wheels at one point during the race, able to drive it back to the top 10. Christopher Bell, we seen the wreck earlier, drives it back to the top 10. So it was like a redemption race for some of these drivers.
Yeah, the third stage for sure. I think like all the pit stops and strategy and all that kind of went out the window for the last stage because of the long ass green flag run, and you got to really see who actually has speed. Now, I don't think they finished in order of fastest to least fast, with Bell and Larson and Reddick at the end of the top 10 or
No,
outside. You know what I'm saying? But it probably wasn't far from in order of fastest to slowest because of that long ass green flag run.
but all in all, pretty good race for if you just take stage two. Other than that, boring as hell. Not a big
Yeah,
Nashville fan.
33% of the race, pretty good.
Ryan Blaney locks himself into the playoffs now. Every single Penske driver
Ah,
is
damn,
locked
all
in.
three of them.
Four if you count
Yep.
Josh Berry. Locked into the playoffs, every single one of them. Which means they'll do nothing the rest of the season and then somehow win a championship while finishing 32nd in points. So,
Yeah, I don't want to see Logano, Blaney for championships, but I definitely don't want to see Logano, Blaney, Logano
no.
for championships.
If Joey Logano wins 4 championships, I might just have to retire from watching NASCAR. I don't want him to ever be mentioned in the same damn paragraph as Jeff Gordon or there to be any kind of comparison at all.
Yeah, and like once again, it's the points format and how it goes. Like, I man, I wish they just all had to fight for points all the whole season, man. I hate the winning you're in for people like Joe Logano and Ryan Blaney, but I love it for people like Rajah Caruth and Josh Berry.
Right, yeah, it has its ups and its downs. I think that it gives, teams that wouldn't normally be there if it was just points a chance to race for a championship or at least have the
Yeah,
opportunity to. So, I like the points. I wouldn't change it. I would just, which they're doing it now, which I've been saying it for 2 years now. Please rotate this championship race to where one organization isn't just dominant in the championship race.
yeah,
Which is not their fault. If you got it figured out better than everybody does, good for you. That's what you're supposed to do. It just doesn't make it exciting to watch if somebody has like an 80% chance to win the race, or at least the organization does.
yeah. And then, well, I don't know that the I don't know if the rotation is gonna really fit. I mean, it'll fix the Penske problem, but it won't fix the overlying problem. I don't think because I'm pretty sure Larson and who Reddick are just dominant at Homestead
They're really
for
strong
next
at
year.
Homestead, but it's not going to stay at Homestead, so it does break it up into different years. Gives everybody a
Yeah,
chance.
so I feel like it's gonna give this like okay, well we know who's gonna win the championship this year, but I guess they still got to make the
That's what I was
championship
getting ready to
four.
say.
So
You also have to be able to get there, which has been the problem with Kyle Larson, is having trouble late in the season to make the championship for.
yeah,
But that was Nashville this week. Pretty awful. There was like certain things you could pick from every race that was exciting, but overall the racing was not great.
um, what else? They I hate to go back to this, but they interviewed Carson Hocevar a lot after the race. Like I've seen like 4 or 5 different interviews, people asking him about how he feels about what happened to him and Ricky. Um, and my man did not apologize, didn't
No.
even. But he also said, "I'd be glad to talk to him
Yeah, he might not want
if
to
he
do that.
wants to come and talk to it." I don't know. I think Carson is about Kyle Busch's height, big reach advantage. I don't know. I think boxing. I don't think Ricky's got a good chance. It's gonna look like that punch that he threw at Kyle Busch.
Yeah.
Way.
It's going to look like Super Mario fighting one of those things that are outside the car lot that wiggle in the wind.
Wacky waving inflatable arm flailing tube man.
But that clocks us in for Michigan next week. No Xfinity. We do have an ARCA race. We do have a truck race, and we do have a cup race though.
Oh, some more sort of ARCA news. One of the media companies that covers a lot of NASCAR, I forget the name of it, SBL or something, made an announcement that they're looking at Cletus McFarland to enter the Truck Series as their Dodge or their Ram driver for the Truck Series.
Huh.
I guess Dodge is coming back,
Yeah,
and they
it's
want
supposed to
Cletus
be.
to drive the truck.
I think it's 2 years out though, from what I heard, but that would be cool. as long as
I
he's
don't
as
know.
long as he's not another Frankie Muniz out there, it might be all right.
Well, with a whole manufacturer backing you like that, and he'd probably run a Dodge sponsored truck, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't think it would be that bad. I think he'd have all the resources he would need to be a competitive truck, but at the same time, could he be a competitive driver? Is the more pressing issue, I guess. Could Cletus be a competitive driver
Well, I
in the
mean,
truck series?
half of the truck field sucks, just like ARCA. So I mean, he's got as good a chance as anybody else to finish in the top 15.
Yeah.
And when I say they suck, I don't mean they're bad drivers. I just mean that it's top half dominant.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the Cup's like that too, and I think the Xfinity's even worse.
Yeah. But we'll be here for Michigan next week to recap all of the action from there. Hopefully it's better racing than Nashville was.
I'd have to assume it's going to be big multi-lane track. There's probably more lanes to run than somewhere like Las Vegas or Homestead.
Yeah, I think Michigan will be pretty good. Let me get a prediction from you for the Cup. Who we got at Michigan?
It's not a long shot, but I'm gonna take Carson Hocevar. If he qualifies well, top. I say if he qualifies in the top 15 and he stays away from Ricky all race, I think you're gonna see Carson Hocevar drive it home. And then I guess for a long shot, let me see, who else is a Michigan? I don't know. I guess that's my long and my short shot. Carson Hocevar.
I don't really have a long shot either. I'm just going to take my boy William Byron to win his second race. I think he's just been too consistent to not win one.
Yeah, I'm with that. I think we see a last stage Carson versus Byron.
Yeah, I'm here for it.
For the win. Yeah. I was really hoping we'd see it at the where was we at?
When
Charlotte?
his engine blew up at Charlotte? Yeah.
Yeah, I was really hoping we'd see it then, because I know you'd rather see Willie win, but I'd rather see Carson win. But I think both of us are okay with either one.
Yeah, that's how it was last week for Charlotte too. We're like, damn, William Byron's my driver. I'd really like to see Ross Chastain get locked into the playoffs though. So it's like I don't really care who wins, but obviously you want your driver. As long as it's not Denny Hamlin or damn Joe Logano, yeah.
Yeah.
But
yep, so Carson v. Byron. So
make sure you like the YouTube and subscribe so you can come back next week to recap the Michigan action with us. Also, if you don't have Amazon Prime, you can join the Discord. Live races every week. If it's on TV, it'll be in the Discord for YouTube subscribers. And go follow us on TikTok over at the Clear Enough Podcast.
Well, hell yeah, brother. You got anything else?
That's it, man. Let's run it back next week. Good luck at Atlanta tonight.
Bitch, you'll be there too.
Yeah, but I don't need luck. I'm good at Atlanta.
All right.
Ski. Yeah.
Ciao, ciao.